Today we're making this Field Notes notebook wallet. I've actually wanted to make one of these for a long time, and I really honestly don't know why it's taken me this long. This template is very beginner friendly and it comes together really quickly. It is a really simple design, but I love the look of it and I feel like these things would be really handy. I'm someone who needs to jot things down when I think of them, or I'm just going to forget them. Maybe I'm getting old. At any rate, I think this is going to be the wallet that I carry around for the next little bit. It is on the bigger side, but you can see that it's actually not that much bigger than a normal bifold wallet. I'd call it about 50% taller, and it's about as thick and same width-ish. So that will fit nicely in your back pocket. Maybe if you have a big enough front pocket, you can fit it in there too. Or if you don't pocket your wallet, this would easily just go in your work bag, something like that. It's just nice to have a notebook around. It would also be pretty good for traveling. You could swap out that Field Notes book for your passport. Now the passport is a little bit shorter than these notebooks, but it would still fit in there pretty nicely. It's not that much shorter. When you make this, you could also just shorten it by a little bit to make it fit the passport. I might actually shorten a template and offer a passport sized version. I'll link it with the rest of these on my website. Anyway, these things look really sharp and I think they're gonna sell well for you. In planning this video, I started seeing these things popping up all over Instagram. I don't know if that's them trending right now, or maybe they have been trending all along and I've just been kind of oblivious to that. But either way, these things seem to be pretty popular. Speaking of selling things, as always, you're free to make and sell products made using my templates. The templates will be available on my website in both a PDF and STL version for those of you 3D printers out there. And before we dive into the tutorial, I just need to thank this video's sponsor, OA Leather Supply. Ian from OA reached out to me and offered up this beautiful glassjack leather for this video. I got the slate gray and navy blue, and they're both absolutely beautiful leathers. It's kind of like a more rustic shell Cordovan, if that makes sense. It just seems to have a little bit more character than shell normally does, some imperfections and stuff like that. Go check out the OA Leather Supply website. They have tons of amazing leather, like the glassjack leather. They have a whole bunch of different colors of this, as well as just a wide array of other leathers that are amazing as well. I will toss down links to OA Leather Supply in the description below. For those of you that ask me where I buy my leather, this is pretty much where I buy most of it. I got my first ever leather from them and I've been ordering from them ever since. And with all that said, let's dive into this thing. Start by downloading the PDF or STL from my website. If you're doing the PDF version, as always, make sure you print it out at 100% size. Tape it down using masking tape and cut it out. This came up recently. On certain leathers, tape can actually leave a permanent mark. This kind of depends on the leather and the tape that you're using. So when you pull out your tape, maybe just try it on just a little scrap of that leather, just to make sure it's not going to leave a mark. If it does, just take my template, glue it down to some cardboard and cut that out, and then you can use an awl to trace around that onto your leather. Now you're going to give the pocket tops the old sand bevel burnish treatment. Don't forget to do this now. If you skip this step and end up stitching them down, it makes for a huge pain later. And if you have a maker's mark, this is where you want to stamp it. Normally I like to do the inside right pocket, but since this will be covered by the notebook, I'm going to put it on the card slot on the left. Now glue the card slots to the inner pocket. You just need to glue around the outside. You don't really need to glue in the middle here. Now punch some holes down the center of the card slots and stitch them up. I went with a saddle stitch here, but I've seen some people doing 2 sets of stitching holes and then doing a cross stitch, and it looks really cool too. Now glue the notebook pocket and the completed card slot assembly to the main body. And I also took a quarter round punch and just knocked the corners off of this. I just thought that the rounded corners would look good since the Field Notes corners are rounded off as well. Now punch your holes around the perimeter of the pockets and stitch those up. And now we're going to sand bevel burnish the entire wallet. And slide in your notebook. My advice to you is if you're going to sell these things, include the notebook with them. A pack of 3 field notes is $15 on Amazon. These are $5 each. Just toss one into the wallet. You can either eat the $5 or add $5 to the cost of the wallet. Or if you don't want to go with field notes, you can go with something like Moleskine is a little bit cheaper and it's the exact same dimensions. It will fit in this no problem as well. I just feel like not including one of these notebooks would be like when you were a kid and you opened a Christmas present only to find that batteries were not included. I told you this one was easy. One other thing that you could do that I thought about doing, but I wanted to keep down the bulk on mine, is some people put a pen loop right here. It would be pretty easy to do. You could either just extend a portion of this out and do a loop and stitch it here, or you could just cut a piece of leather and stitch it there as well, however you want to do it. I think it would look good. I thought about doing it for my Fisher Space Pen and it would just kind of sit right there, but yeah, I just didn't want to carry that pen around in my back pocket. Doing that now though makes me realize I probably should have. All the patterns are on my website, linked down below. Head down there, you can pick up the templates and give this a try. I also need to thank my followers on Patreon. Cam Malden, I'm sorry if I got that wrong, is my new patron there. Thank you so much, Cam. I really appreciate the subscription. If you do want to subscribe on Patreon, the link is down below. Any money that I make on Patreon is all going to just be pumped back into the channel in the form of tools for review or things to make production better. And that's it. If you give this thing a try and post it on Instagram, tag me. I love to see when you guys use my templates, but yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.